So this is the 23rd lecture. Now, in the last class, we discussed the impact of pursuit of wealth in the European society. Two effects we have done. The first effect was as pursuit of wealth emerged in Europe, social relations were collapsed. And as social relations were collapsed, then peoples were deprived from real happiness. Because they have no social relations, they were not happy. They were just working for pursuit of wealth. That was the first impact. Second impact, because of discouraging poor, discouraging oppressed persons, the major reasons of crimes is discouraging the poor and the oppressed persons and respecting the wealth. Therefore, we see that US faced a big starvation, hunger, and food insecurity in 2006 because US worked for pursuit of wealth and attacked and made bombing Iraq back to the Stone Age. Several $1 trillion were spent on bombing, but only $1 trillion was enough to feed 47 million Americans. अमेरिकन यही भूल गए कि फीडिंग बेहतर है या बम्बिंग. As a result, they experienced food insecurity in 2006. Now the third impact. Before we discuss the third impact, first we discuss the sentiment of Shylock. Shylock was a thinker in Europe who mostly has a proud of searching profits. So this sentiment of Shylock's sentiment to work for more profits was really strange. Because we find that although Shylock worked for more profits, as we see the real picture of Wall Street, who work that all is fair in pursuit of profits. You can do whatever you want, but you have to pursue the profit. That was the target of Wall Street. So this sentiment of Wall Street, this purpose of Wall Street emerged from sentiment of Shylock. As a result, we find some problems, some issues, some crises in Europe as a result of this sentiment. To work for more profit, to produce for more profit. As one book written in Europe, Liar Poker, Rising Through the Wreckage of Wall Street. In this book, it is reported that how deceiving friends and faithful clients for profit is not only commonplace, but praised behavior. Like Our deceiving friends and faithful clients for profit is not only commonplace. So they are concerned only profits. Now, later on in this book, it is written that the current global financial crisis has been correctly caused by greed by many who have studied the causes carefully. Simply, when the businessmen in Europe work for maximum profit, as a result, we find that the current global financial crisis, they produced a lot. They invest in the residents, in housing sector, but finally they face financial crisis. What was the reason of financial crisis? The major reason of financial crisis is the greed, which was the part of their life. So greed was the major reason of financial crisis here. Because when they work, when they produce, when they were in search of higher profits, then they forgot everything. They became greedy. As a result, financial crisis are occurred in Europe. So this is the roots of financial crisis, not direct cause. It's the root of financial crisis. Here, the spirit of Islamic law, we see that the spirit is the spirit of Islamic law in business. The spirit of Islamic law in business is not only profits. Where the spirit of Western law in business is only maximum profit. Spirit of Islamic law, that one describes any known defects in merchandise to be sold has been forgotten by Muslims and is unknown to those who promulgate the reserve ideology. Simply इस्लामिक स्टूडेंट क्या है कि कोई भी चीज सेल करते वक्त उसमें जो डिफेक्ट है वो क्लियर बता देना चाहिए. Muslims forgot your laws in merchandise, and non-Muslims who are unknown just they did everything, okay, just for maximum profits. Okay, this is so this maximum profits causes financial crisis in Europe. That is studied in Europe. That is discussed in this book, Liar Poker, Rising to the Head of Wall Street. The second, fourth impact of pursuit of wealth that is very critical, very alarming over the world, especially for Muslim countries and for Pakistan. The worship of wealth, the pursuit of wealth, transform education into a means of acquisition of wealth instead of the revenue, instead of the reverse. What was the purpose of education? So, people, even in Pakistan, people who were following European scholars, philosophers, and economists who were just were in interest of maximum profit. Even they sold out education to earn wealth. They transformed education as a means of acquisition of to achieve maximum wealth. As we know that we lost the real meaning of education. What is the meaning of it? For what purpose we get education? In the actual sense, education is a means of enlightenment, intellectual and spiritual transformation, and a path to wisdom. This is the purpose of education. You must see this purpose: enlightenment, intellectual and spiritual transformation, and a path to wisdom. But we we were our current education did not give any kind of enlightenment, intellectual and spiritual transformation. The reason is that our education system is just for the pursuit of wealth. Even our universities, even our colleges, just they are working for the pursuit of wealth. But some government universities are working good for for better for better education. But the, but overall we are in trouble because we have lost sight of the idea, sight of the purpose of the education, purpose of the education, that is enlightenment, spiritual and spiritual transformation. The sentiment of earning a profit from the misery and illness of mankind would was considered despicable by our ancestors. Our forefathers considered that earning from misery and illness of mankind, sentiment of earning a profit from the misery and illness of mankind, that was considered bad, that was considered a sin. But no, earning profits from such kind of mankind widespread. Even we find among the medical students. Instead of we people think that which kind of knowledge is most fruitful for the society. Student asks which knowledge is the most suitable to achieve the degree that will give us higher salary. We are concerned with salary, we are concerned with career, not we are concerned for the welfare of society. Our teachers, our doctors are learning just for profit because we could not give our students the purpose of education. Just we have given, we have taught them how to achieve the highest level of salary. So in this way, when the education was made a business for higher profits, we have lost the purpose of education, enlightenment, intellectual transformation, and wisdom. So both humans and knowledge, both humans and knowledge are degraded when we learn education to make money. When we get education for money, then humans and knowledge are degraded. This is not a problem. This is to degrade the education. Get the point? So, for the pursuit of that, we have lost the sense of education. As a result, we are not satisfied with that. So now we need we need to improve our education system to escape our values of social institutions, not this is a time to teach our children to keep more place from serving and helping others. So we must improve our social institutions. We must work for the social justice, not work for the personal welfare. We must work for better education for maximum satisfaction of the society, not for high salary. This is a very simple lecture, so hopefully you have learned some big things. So in this lecture, this and the last lecture we have done. The tenth half was data platform. So please write down this one is a question of your assignment. Just three lines you will write down. Three, 4 lines. Lines for the effect of Vasudha Bell on European society or modern. As in Europe we find modern society. Now this modern society is also working in Pakistan, but not only because majority of Pakistan people they are concerned with it. They promote social values based on it. So now I'm going to close the lecture because we have not we will discuss we have finished our coursework. So in next classes we will revise our lectures. You can learn everything by question answer session. Now this is the time is over for this lecture. So if you have any questions you can ask. Now I am here. Okay, if you have any question you can ask now. So okay beta.